Hello, welcome to November vlog for this November 2023. This is going to have to be a really fast one because I'm literally recording it the last day of November and I've got like 10 minutes. It's been an absolutely hectic month, but not a lot actually happening. But yeah, let's get right into it and talk about what's happened in November. So, let's get straight into it. So, games played this month, very light, unfortunately, on games. Barely any sort of board games of what you call like a hobbyist nature. What have we played? We managed to play a bit of Dobble, again, always playing a bit of Dobble. We got another round of Mechs versus Minions in, so we're finally past the point where me and Gemma were playing it, and then we stopped. So that's fantastic. So now we're going into like scenarios that me and Gemma have never played. So it's going to be cool opening the envelopes, seeing what new gear is going to come out of that, but still very much enjoying that one. Yeah, program movement done right, I feel, or program game done right. Great. And then we did play one called Cake of Doom. So this is a one I got off Kickstarter. I'm really sorry, I've forgotten the name of the lady who produced it, but essentially it's a kind of a take that game where you're like playing I can't remember if you're playing the aliens or the people, but essentially there's these cakes and you're using cakes to sort of take control of places in the earth, and once you've got enough places you can take control of like the central government, as it were, and then like win the game that way. Very light, you know, sort of bit take that, so not my preferred style. Oh, excuse me. So very light, not my particular style of game. It's, you know, it was fine. It was okay. Yeah, not really a lot else there. Cards are really cool, it's really gorgeous, and some of the pun names were fantastic on there. So that's the board gaming side. I'm just going to have a quick look. Yeah, I think... yeah, that's it. So every time I tried to get another game to the thing, stuff's happened. All my weekends and a lot of the Thursdays where we usually play have been sort of booked up, so not a lot to report there. Video games wise, so I've finally after many months finished my playthrough of Tears of the Kingdom. I got about 60% done according to the thing, but a lot of that is going to be like locations and finding the Korok seeds. So if you don't know, there's 1,000 Korok seeds kind of hidden and scattered around the land of Hyrule in the game. You have to find all of them, plus all the locations to get to 100% the game, but essentially all you get is like your inventory becomes maxed out and you get a golden poo at the end, so no real change. So I've got no inclination to go back and do that because that just sounds like busy work, but the game itself, perfect. Really good fun game. You know, the new mechanics that they've introduced with the whole like building stuff and the mechanisms and mechanics and things that you can do with those. What was originally included in the game as like a way for the developers to get around places quicker, because they had like the underground and caves and stuff, was a way to sort of like shoot up and go into like into solid objects and then fly up to the top of them and then come out the top as if you're like swimming through them. That's introduced into the game. Fantastic. It's an excellent mechanic and really enjoyed that. And then the time stop, where you sort of stop time and then it flies it backwards, is really good fun, because then obviously you can use that to like send bombs and stuff back to opponents. Really good game. Absolutely fantastic. That's taken up a lot of my time in terms of gaming, so I've gone on to something a lot lighter this time. The game I'm currently playing is Yoshi's Crafted World, so I'll see if I can pop a few clips or something here in this point. But it's night and day compared to sort of Tears of the Kingdom. It's a lot simpler. It's a platformer where you play Yoshi and you've got to recover some, you know, magical MacGuffin to sort of restart this other magic mega MacGuffin. It's fine, yeah, it's nice and light and easy. It's a bit of a collectathon as well, so you need to collect up these flowers, but the flowers are like scattered around the levels, and then there's other things you can do, like collect a lot of coins, collect red coins, so if you get like these 20 red coins, or if you finish the level on full health, you get extra flowers. It's fine, yeah, there's a nice little Mario game. The other one is so I don't know if you remember way back when, I've now got a Wii U because I wanted to play Zelda Wind Waker. Finally managed to get a copy. Got a nice cheap Wii U as well. But because I didn't want to dive straight into another very big, heavy game, I grabbed Super Mario U and started playing that with my boy. So yeah, we've been enjoying that as well. A lot as well of like the Just Dance games. So we've been playing a lot of Just Dance recently. It's a game that kind of passed me by when it first sort of came out because of, you know, dancing. That's silly, I don't want to do any of that. It's really good fun, really energetic, and great to get the heart sort of pumping and pounding. As soon as I get over this sort of chesty coley thing, hopefully get back to doing some of that as well. So I think that's all for gaming. yeah, not a lot to report on that either. I have been looking at sort of, so it's my 40th birthday coming up soon, and I've been looking at, you know, a potential little treat for myself. Might be getting an Asus ROG, don't know, we'll see. Yeah, so I guess we'll move on to the next bit. So books read, finally finished that Star Wars book where, you know, there's like little snippets of the different stories surrounding the first three, which are like 4, 5, you know, episodes 4, 5, and 6 in the canon. Great, really good. Some of the stories were fantastic, some were okay. The one with the little Jawa, oh, heartbreaking, poor little guy. I think it had a happy ending, so that was good. And then it talks about do you remember the eye stalk monster that sort of appears when they're in the trash compactor in episode 4? There's a whole story about how it got there, which was just great to read. It was fantastic. Yes, that was lovely. So finished that one. Moved on to an indie publisher book called Sunspots. It's very weird. So it's got like basically 2 stories running at the same time of like this guy's home life and then this guy's life on this was basically a space dump thing. So the ship is the ship that he's piloting or like captain of. He's actually just a shift manager, which is what they keep going back to. It dumps stuff on the sun. It takes like 3 months to get there, throws all this trash into the sun, and then drives it all back. But there's a mystery that's happened and stuff's going down. So yeah, it's okay. It's enough. It's intriguing enough to keep me going on. But you can definitely tell that this person is sort of starting out because they keep using the same words over and over again. So like the crew seem to smile at each other an awful lot. But it's still intriguing. It's still a good read. Obviously better than anything I could do. So, you know, lovely. Yeah, so I'm going to read that one next. So I guess the last thing to sort of talk about is projects. So my... What do you call it? The games I'm working on, I've kind of shelved the space exploration dice game for a minute because I couldn't focus on it. Like there was just so much going on. Obviously November's here, December's coming up, so we've had October, we've had loads of birthdays, Christmas is coming. Between all of that, I've just not had a lot of time to work on a lot of designs. So I've shelved the Space Dice Explorer game. I've tinkered a little bit with my... what's the one? It's the... Oh, God, Ghost Town. Yeah, the City Builder card game, which is all about, you know, like building a spooky town. I've not shelved it, but I've kind of pushed it to the back burner because I've been working so hard on Dragon Ranch. So Dragon Ranch, that's probably a good segue into that one. Major overhauls again. So essentially played it with did a physical play test of it, and the ranching mechanic was instantly highlighted as something that wasn't interesting or, you know, intriguing enough. So kind of bashing my head against that. Originally I was thinking, no, I'll just leave it simple and easy because it's supposed to be what's building the engine, not like fueling the gameplay, and hoping that the other sections of the game, like the rewilding and the quest bits, would carry the rest of the game. Unfortunately, not really the case, so I've gone back and I'm trying out some new things. We play tested something last night where essentially the so this is the first time I've ever done this, is I've just taken a mechanic out of a game and created like a mini game around it. So it's not the full experience, so it's not going to be very deep and rich at this point. It's just more sort of tinkering around the edges to see if I can get it to work. And it seemed to work. It was a lot more intriguing than the system in the previous game. So I'm going to go back and try and integrate that into like the whole game. But essentially there's cards, and each of the cards has like a tetromino pattern on it that has a pattern of like ranches and other special tiles that you have to then buy, put into your ranch, and then you'll sort of finagle around them. So like things like boulders will block spots, you've got to figure out a way to either break them or ignore them. There's special spots that will replace the bonuses you get for building over certain things. So basically you build your own special spots to sort of build ranches on top of, and then the habitats will cross-pollinate just like the dragons will. So if you've got a blue ranch, blue habitat already there, and you plonk a red habitat on top of it, it flips and turns into a purple habitat, so you can put your purple dragons in it. Yeah, I'm hoping that I can make this work with a lovely little extra little side mechanics with the dragons being able to upgrade. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. And then just to sort of round us out, it's November, the very end of November, so I've got 1 month left to finish off all my what do you call it? New Year's resolutions. I got there in the end. Right, so my New Year's resolution. So the only ones I had left were complete a project with the Cricut, so I'll splice in some cool footage here of the Cricut in a minute, and learn a new skill, which I decided was going to be soldering. So I've got the soldering gear, fantastic. I then invested in what I hope is a nice HEPA filter system as well, to make sure obviously I'm not poisoning myself with the solder and things. And my wife is going to teach me how to do soldering, because it turns out she's done electronics. Fantastic, so she's going to teach me how to do a couple of those. So that's December. I'm going to have to try and get that done. But project on the Cricut, successfully done. So if you'll bear with me 2 seconds. So one thing the Cricut can do is cut stickers. So I've printed these lovely little stickers as a little project for my wife. So my wife's written a book about, why isn't this focusing? Will that work? Yeah, there you go, sort of. Well, anyway, it's struggling to focus on this thing, but essentially, yeah, there's a little dragons from her storybook, and she wanted to make some stickers that she could potentially give away at conventions. Yeah. And then there's the characters in there as well. So like this one here, for example. Oh my goodness, why is that not... I've got to get it right by my face to make it work. Oh, I forgot to put the blooming microphone on. Never mind. Yeah, and then these little characters here as well to go with it. So that's little... I can't remember his name now, but yeah, cute little things. So yeah, basically use that to make a bunch of stickers, and then I've made a few sort of Nintendo ones as well, which I've stuck to my laptop, because it's just a lot of fun. Once I started doing it, I got the bug. It was fantastic, and they are sort of waterproof. So these are like a matte version of the sticker. As you can see, it's cut all the way around the pattern, so it's, you know, it's going to be customized essentially for that particular thing. It's got this wonderful feature on the Cricut Maker where it's essentially, you tell it where you want the stickers to be on the thing, it will print that, and then it will use that to scan the images and then make the cuts itself, so you don't need to program anything, it just figures it all out on its own. Really, really cool. So I'm hoping to do some more projects in the new year for physical prototypes, where I'll be able to cut hexes and squares and things like that onto chipboard, so that's the next thing. Might make a chipboard puzzle, just see how that goes. Yeah, so it's super cool to make this project, and it counts as a project for me because it's basically shown that we can do these cool sticker sheets of our own custom stuff when we do conventions and things, which is going to be great. And then if any of my family want, oh, you know, I love King Boo, I want a King Boo sticker, bam, I can make it for you and get it done. Yeah, so that's great. So I'm down to one last New Year's resolution that I have to do by the end of the year, which is learn how to solder. Some of the other projects, so my little stretch goal projects, I'm afraid... I think I finished one of them. I can't remember what the other one was, but I'll obviously review that in December and see how that goes. Yeah, so that's about it. So we'll keep that short and sweet. I'm just having a quick look on the run time. 13 minutes, that'll do. I'll probably get trimmed down to a lean 10 once I've got rid of all the crap. Yeah, so November, not a particularly exciting month, but plenty going on. Yeah, and I'll catch you in December. Hopefully I'll do an earlier one, because I don't want to be recording around Christmas time, because I won't be able to. Basically, there'll be family and stuff and all sorts of things going on. So anyway, have a good one, and if I don't see you before, I'll see you in December. Bye!